everyone. I'm very excited to host Albiona. She's a full stack and DevRel manager at Manta Network. I got a chance to meet Albiona at ETH Denver and amazing work these guys are doing at Manta. Definitely check that out. And I thought it would be great to know and share her experience about community to everyone. So thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, Mayur, for asking me for joining this show as well. And it was so fun to meet you at the ETH Denver, the conference. Yeah, I appreciate your your suggestion about the YouTube videos as well, and as well for joining your YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you.
Great. So before we go deep, out of anything you can do in life, why you chose development and this role? Like, how was your
Oh,
journey?
oh, this is a great question. I I loved mathematics when I was in the primary school, and for some reason, I didn't got to study in high school or in bachelor's mathematics because I didn't have the support system for me to kind of push me forward to that. So I got into natural science in high school, and then for university, I said, well, I got to decide what I wanted to study, right? And the first thing that I had to choose was that I had to study in my hometown. I couldn't kind of go to another city to study. So in my hometown, there was this program of computer science, the Department of Software Design, and a cousin of mine suggested me that, and he said that you have mathematics there if you want to kind of get into a bit more in mathematics and stuff like that. So that's how I started. I didn't have any idea about programming. I also remember the first class of Java programming language, and we were like 300 students in in that department, 80% women, and my professor said, "Well, welcome to the class. I am so proud to see all of you here." And he was a CDO of a big company here in Kosovo, and I was like, "Okay, I am good. I'm liking everything that's going on." So yeah, that's where I started learning from scratch programming, and yeah.
I see. And what was the most challenging part about this developer or programming journey you faced, and how did you
Uh,
overcome?
yes, in university, I was doing perfect. I gave my best, and I think the challenge part was for me to kind of my first job or the activities that I did during studies, like after the first or second year. Um, all of the activities that I did, they were all related with the community and as well kind of startups, building apps from scratch, MVPs, stuff like that. But I didn't get to start a full time job as a junior developer somewhere and directly to kind of apply my knowledge that I gained during the university. So, yeah, I learned software design, which was like web development, then game development with Java, then Android, and then I knew Python as well. But my first job was like an internship role for organizing some data in a website. It was not building up the website. And then after 7 or 10 months of a lot of activities in different workshops and stuff like that, I got to have my first front end developer job. Uh, with JavaScript and React. Still, it's not that we learned JavaScript in the university, but it wasn't focused on that. The primary programming languages were Java and C Sharp and yeah, Python. So yeah, I started with JavaScript, and I went from there. So this is kind of one of the challenges to go from the university part to the job, like real world job out there.
Got it. So we know your developer journey. Like, what was your first time of interaction with Web3 or blockchain? And
Oh,
was there any aha moment?
um, Web3 and blockchain, up until May last year, I didn't know what Web3 was. I knew a bit about blockchain. I knew the crypto world that is happening, but I felt like I was so far away from it. And then Manta Network shows up. So they were looking for a community manager, developer relations role, and I saw their ambassador program, and I said, well, this is what like I'm currently doing. This is what I did in different like I was doing full-time development, but then on the side I was doing communities work. And for a year before Manta, I was doing developer relations for an open source project, Webini. So I said, well, this is interesting, and it's zero knowledge proofs, it's mathematics, it's cryptography. So I said, well, this is my chance to learn more things around mathematics. And yeah, this is it. For the last year, I was like just in a world from scratch. I just jumped in. Yeah, this is my kind of starting point.
Got it. And for those who don't know, like, can you describe what are roles and responsibilities of community manager for development relationship?
Yes. So the developer relations, it depends on like the requirements, let's say, or responsibilities depend a lot on the project or company that you're working for. Even on the internet, when you read articles about developer relations, it's always like a broad spectrum of the things that you can do. But basically, when it comes to the developer relations, it means building up a community of developers who are interested to join the community, learn about the tools that we are building that can be open source, and they join us via like contributing something in every way, right? It doesn't mean to develop, and it doesn't mean to kind of like every role, even graphic designers, developers, community managers. The developer relations is kind of in between development, business, and marketing. So getting out there and speaking about the project, teaching things to other people so that they can kind of slowly get into the project and be part of the community. And then the community management part is, it depends on the project, it depends on the sectors of different community parts. Like there is an ambassador program, there is the developers session, there is the collaborators session, and things like that. So it has a lot of like sub teams, let's call it like that. So basically it's everything in one place, and depending on the project's priorities, the roadmap, that's where I kind of focus on. But mainly for my current role, I'm managing the ambassador program, the community in this case, kind of to build up a system where users, no matter what level they are in about our tech stack, they can kind of join and learn about the project and contribute in different ways.
Interesting. So it not only involves like people management, but also like teaching, incentive design for
Yes.
what would attract developers to your community, and long-term management. So first step is getting them in. You do that by
Yes.
teaching or incentive, and then maintaining them in your ecosystem.
In the program, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how does a day in your life look like?
A day in my life as a developer relations. Okay, so I try to, like, first things first, I plan the week, the priority for the week. And for my role, it's always publishing something or getting out there, talking with other community managers who are doing community work, and then kind of building up strategies. So we set up a weekly priority, and then how I start is like my time zone is super different from other team members. So usually my mornings are focus work. So yeah, I will write up the daily highlight. That is one thing that needs to be done that day, and maybe some sub things that are related to that. And usually is talking, like Mondays is community calls with the community managers we have, setting up the priorities for that week, getting back on track with the things that we need to finish for that week as well. And yeah, after I do this, the communication part, I kind of try to have around 4 to 5 hours of deep focused work on kind of some new idea that I'm having, or finishing up, wrapping up something that I've been working on for like the past few weeks or something like that. Like currently, I am redesigning the ambassador program with the focus of making it self-sustainable. And
Okay.
what does that mean is that the community can be a really can be kind of being developed and ongoing with a set of like rules and requirements and kind of different options for them to choose and work on in different periods. This can have like this will not happen on its own. Like we have different managers who manage a lot of things because the community is big.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is the current thing that I'm working on.
Great. And when I think about community management, like first thing that comes to my mind is whenever someone joins the Discord, they have this interactive polls, getting input from like community, and like understanding the new person who joined. So, are there any like tools or technology you suggest for community managers who are tracking different members or like various roles?
Yeah. Well, this is this is such a good question because we lack different like we lack a set of tools that you can kind of do a lot of things in one place, and there are already some tools that you can connect like different social medias and kind of see the metrics what's happening. But when it comes to the inside parts of the community and how a community member is doing in the community, it all depends on our management and our internal tools. So for us, it was super important for us to have kind of a onboarding session for the new community member so that they can feel like we are there nonstop and we are here to help or to provide. So that was one of the main things because they were joining in the beginning, and then a lot of new users were joining. So the older users were like, what's happening? Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things. And an important part is that we have like a main source of truth document where everyone can go through it and read it, and we update it from time to time. For some reason, uh, people need to kind of be remembered of something. So that's what I learned in the hard way. Even though the document is there and they can access it in different ways, uh, we need to be there to remember, to remind them, like, hey,
Mm.
we have this document, we have all of these activities, all of these rules. You can join us here, start here, go through that, and you have to do all of the next steps, for example. So the onboarding process and then the continuation of these activities, us with them, is what makes a community member be kind of welcomed and open to continue being like active in the community.
Got it. Because like first step is developing that standard process. This is how you navigate the Discord and stuff. But also even if you have that document, like there's you can't expect all the people to just go there and read it. So there's
Yeah.
definitely that human push or like I don't know, some
Human
gamification should be
interaction.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, to push them. But one thing I found is when you have like community which is like growing very rapidly, like people feel a bit overwhelmed sometimes, or they are lost in this space. How do you make a member feel they are part of this, or they are making a significant contribution to your ecosystem or program?
Yeah, well, redesigning or let's say setting up in place new things that they can be more kind of interested or excited to join. For example, I do these feedback forms, like surveys, to ask what kind of activities they would like to do, what kind of in what kind of ways they would like to contribute. So listening to their suggestions is always a good idea. Starting from that, And then when you do that, and then you kind of incentivize it in a way that they kind of see the benefit of learning, and as well as contributing to so that other members can kind of learn from their contribution, is how they kind of feel motivated to continue doing that. Like I have community members who were part, like I joined Manta Network in May last year, and I have community members who were active for a year and they are still active. And they are like kind of, yeah, it's a real, like the community is, that's why the community word, I'm so connected with it, because you kind of get to know people from all of the work that they do, amazing work that they do. And then you just have their like username or nickname in your mind, and you see them nonstop doing the things. So I guess listening for their feedback, for their needs, in like way more often, so that you can kind of refresh stuff and see what's going on.
I see. I have this $1 million question. How would you get people to give authentic feedback? Like, there's a lot of friction. Like
Authentic.
when you say, if you say, give me a feedback, oh, it's a 10-minute survey. I am not doing it. Well,
uh,
I'll just click next. Yeah. How do you do that?
I hit on the parts of where they are most interested in. Like, tell me what's wrong about the program. Tell me what you don't like about it. So it's like they are always interested to say, well, this is bad, and I want to fix this. I want this thing to be fixed from someone. So it's usually not that, like, we try to get as much answers, like real answers, by just mentioning that, hey, we need your real feedback on something that you don't really like, you don't enjoy, and you don't want to see it anymore, or something like that. So we try to give that like away in public, in different socials, and I think that's working. And for like members who know the project and who are like interested in it, they are mostly giving us feedback that really needs to kind of be checked and kind of worked on, so that we can provide the things that they want to. So yeah.
I see. So it's like you're tackling the human nature. People like to complain. So have a question like, oh, let me get my frustration out.
Oh, yeah. Or not the complaining part, yeah, but it's good, because if
Yeah.
they have things to complain, we have things to do and to work on. So yeah.
There's room for improvement. So now, like, I'm curious to know, so do you categorize your community members? Like, for example, there are some who are like super fan, even if you don't do anything, they're gonna be involved. There's some who are just waiting, they're just watching, but they are not
Yes.
actively engaged. So what are like various mappings in case you do?
Yeah. Um, like we do things like we do give results in a monthly basis about their work that they do. So this is where even the community members who are not that active on socials, they wait for the results, and then they ask from time to time if they see an issue, if their points were not counted well, or something like that. If they see something that is not going good, they will be active, other than the group of community members who are always active. So like there was one thing, like we had weekly events, and like my holidays in the country where I live, I had that day a holiday for like 5 weeks. So I said, well, I will just not schedule the weekly meetup, and I will focus on other things that are super important currently, and things like that. And somehow, like community members who I don't really get to see often, they were like, hey, we have a weekly call, should we schedule it, or should we, yeah. So it's interesting, based on different activities you can see different faces that they do enjoy. So that's where I got the idea of building like teams of different work, where they can just join the team, like let's say translation. If they really want to do just translations, they will have their space. So yeah, doing the work that they love to in the project, and by that kind of getting to know other members of the community and sharing knowledge, sharing things that they do daily in the same space, let's say. So yeah.
So so like one of the like responsibility of community manager is like there are people and they have interests. How do you find the interest in your Discord which aligns maximum to what they are interested to learn or contribute?
Yeah, so basically the activities list that we have, it's all like it it's divided into three main common activities that they can do. When they join us on Discord, the other from like the difference from different communities out there, our community is open, so we are giving focus to the ambassadors or community members who just want to see an open space for them to join if they want to, based on their like interests. And when they join, they will kind of see that there is an activity list with common activities. They will join their local community and they will kind of start communicating with the different with their local community manager. So that is kind of the workflow of what happens in the beginning. But when they start to do the work, that's where they will get points. And they do the work, we review all of the work, and that's where they wait for the responses from our team. So we do that in a monthly basis. The activities are open for everyone. It's like if you want to do work, if you want to do activities that you can learn from and you can learn by doing them for the project and stuff like that, then here's the list, here are the rules and stuff like that. Currently, we do have the regional commander, like regional commanders are community managers for us, and we have around 20 local community managers for 20 different countries. And yeah, the community is like super active in those like local communities when it comes to, because they need to communicate between to schedule some work sometimes. So we have kind of different types of like work that they can do, and one of them is scheduling or like saying, hey, I'm interested in this, but this is a hard work, so I will need a mentor. So that's where we kind of do these kind of activities, and they know where to go to ask. And then if they don't find their local community, let's say, they will ask to the general channel, to me, to different like moderators that we do have in Discord.
I see. I think that's great. So you always have someone to go to if you get stuck, either your regional community
Yes.
manager or general. And I
Yeah.
like how you have like point system. So here are the activities you can be a part of. If you do this, you get this points. So it's kind of encouraging
Yes.
people to level up.
Encouraging them and kind of giving them an option to see where they are based on the work that they do. And all of the work that they do, we do review everything manually. So we do go through all of the
Mhm.
things that they post and they submit. And if they don't follow the rules that we set up, then we kind of uh, move on, like move to the other type of work that they did, for example. And this was kind of learned during the way, like during like us designing the ambassador program and stuff like that. And kind of the community enjoyed it, because now when I see work that is the community member has followed the rules and requirements, I see amazing work on Twitter, let's say, and it's like I'm so proud because they are kind of following it. And yeah, this is basically the part of the, and the rewards, or like not the rewards, but the points system is in that way for them to know that there are different levels. So let's see what happens next. So yeah.
Got it. And like you collect feedback forms, but like are there any other KPI for community, whether it's growing, doing good or
Mm-hmm.
bad? Like,
We do have like KPIs for local communities. Uh, so what I'm trying to, not what I'm trying, what I'm interested to know from different local community managers is the number of community members in Telegram, the number of Twitter followers, the number of messages that are being sent from like different community members who are very active. Um, like the matrix is all like, and the other the other things about the activities in this case is what are the most famous activities that the communities are doing based in like different regions or based on other things, like are they interested in content creation or translation, and when they do submit the work they need to specify it in different steps what kind of work they did, what kind of type it was, and stuff like that. And based on that we do get all of these answers for us to review and to kind of then design and provide more activities of that type, right? So yeah, this is basically all related to the work that they do.
I see. What if, like, in that Telegram, there are a lot of bots? The number might be high, but there might not be genuine community.
Yes, we try to kind of clear that up. Yeah, we try to do that. Uh, but it's interesting. The bots are not that interested to join the local communities. Like we do have, like when you go in Telegram and you search for like Manta network, you will see a bunch of Manta networks, but it's like a lot of local communities Manta networks. So the bots are like super interested in the main channels where we have like thousands of people. So yeah, for the local communities, it's super easy to kind of manage it, kind of from the managers that they do, all of the tasks that they have there. It's super easy to kind of get rid of the bots and stuff like that.
I see. And like in 2021, like NFT was the word, and a lot of people say community was a big part of that NFT success. So I'm curious, like, what are some core ingredients of a good community, and what are some myth about community? People use it, uh, like overuse it.
Uh, like good things that are real good things, and then good things that are not that, like, or buzzwords or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. Like for the communities, it's like you have a community or you don't have a community. It's so uh it's connected with people. Like they are people who decide to spend time in something. So as long as you kind of have that system in place, or the ecosystem that is welcoming community members to do things and kind of grow in ways that they are interested in, uh, that's a success. And it doesn't matter if the community is small or big or whatever, as long as there is a group of people who are following the same vision and they kind of set up some priorities for them to kind of achieve, that's a community. When it comes to the part of buzzwords and stuff like that, it's hard. Like you can't build a community just by saying we are a community, join, or do things like that, right? You have to be there and be there for a long time in order for the community to be successful and to kind of get the most out of it from for each member. For each member to be part of it, they should just they know that we are here, they know that we are active, we are not giving up on them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's
I see.
the hard part.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like, let's say you join three Discord channel. One has 10,000 followers, another has 50,000, next has million.
Yeah.
What would you check in this
Th-
Discord to determine whether it's good or bad or hype? Like, what does number matter first?
Yeah. Uh, I would check to all of them. The first reason would be, well, what is the reason that I joined? So, yeah, I would have some kind of interest that I'm part of the Discord. But no, the number one thing that I check is the discussions. The discussions from different communities, what they are talking to for. Is there a problem? Are they talking about the solution? Are they interested to kind of do something, work something, and not just say the same kind of words that you see in all of the channel, like in all of the channel text and stuff like that. As long as there is something being discussed about a solution or a problem or a combined interests, then I'm good. Like, okay, I can see that the community is alive. They are interested. They are like, they love it being part of it because they are spending time. Like, they really are spending time, their time in this channel. So yeah, that's really important.
Got it. And if you were to give a TED talk, what topic would you like to give a TED talk?
This is great. Oh my god. What topic? Okay. Well, I find myself that I'm like from the beginning, even though I was doing development, I was finding myself uh, being part of a community, some kind of a community, online or on site. So I guess the topic would be if I would be interested to do something, to be someone, and like something related to a future self, I would find a community and I would join that community. So how can you do that? Here's the steps. This is what my TED talk would be. So yeah.
What are the ways or channels you can find for from where you are, from where you want to be, and here are the steps.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Interesting. So what will be those three steps if I were to ask now?
For example, I'm learning zero knowledge proofs. And
Oh, me
one
too.
thing that yeah. So what I did, I was part of a Ziki zero knowledge garage server. Like a lot of teams are joining to build things together, and it's not like I'm not a professional. I don't know, like I'm not a technical person in that side. So I was just going through the chats, going and going, and like I said, well, let me search the keyword learning. And that's where I found out about the Zero Knowledge University. It was an 8-week course on zero knowledge from scratch, even for people who don't have any idea what's that program, like what's zero knowledge. And I was like, this is it. This is me. This is where I want to be, and I'm part of it. So yeah, this is how I do stuff. Like when I'm interested in something, I will just go and search and look. Kind of, I'm inspired by people who do that. So I follow people as well, what they do, what they mention on Twitter and different socials, and I try to find different opportunities like that. So yeah, this is my way.
I see. Are you referring to the one by Harmony?
Yes,
ZK?
yes.
Actually, I'm in cohort 3, which started this week. So.
Are you? I'm there as well.
Oh my
I,
God.
I, I was part of the cohort too, but the material was so like the material was huge, and I failed at week 1. So and then I listened to the Kathy's video, and she said like it's been a year that I'm doing zero knowledge proofs, and if you're new here, it was so inspiring. And I said, well,
Yeah,
I will do my best to do the program, to do everything that I can for the program,
yeah.
and I'm loving it. So yeah, we'll chat later for that.
Yeah, that's such a coincidence. So,
Yeah.
like one of the reason, like people get scammed by joining various communities, and people fall for it. So, what are some red signals or bad things, or like tips if you want to give someone who is new to Web3, but then
Yeah.
they can be exploited in this communities?
Well, if you receive messages out of nowhere for something that's not really related to you, then just ignore it. It's like, yeah, when someone is like insisting in something, then it's awkward from the beginning, right? Because when you do things in real life, even online, you kind of get to know these people. Like we met together, we met, but even if we didn't met each other like in real life, I guess just by looking at your Twitter profile, yeah, it's good. But sometimes these kind of cases happen like super randomly, and you're like, okay, I would not do anything. Just don't click, don't go there. If you're interested, research, Google search everything, and then see if like it's credible enough for you to just go in. I guess that's the way.
Yeah, like one thing which kind of worked out for me is like turning off friend requests from any random person on Discord, like because once you are part of many communities, you daily get a lot of messages. So just
Yes. And I'm like, I have open, like I have it open for for my community. That's the intention. But yeah, I'm receiving those. So yeah, I will have to kind of turn it off sometime
yeah,
soon. Yeah.
got it. And if someone is interested to become a community manager, what are the skills they should learn, or uh, can you give us a crash course? Like, what are the things one should
Yeah.
learn?
So basically, for communities, if you enjoy talking to people, if you enjoy sharing things that you do or something like that, I've seen examples of people who were part of community, like different communities, and they were like from scratch doing things, and they managed to get up until the position of the community manager. So if you're that interested, you have to do the work first to just see if you enjoy it. I did first the work. I did that without like any plan or something. I was managing a Toastmasters club in Pristina. I was doing an NGO, different hackathons and stuff like that, and I was just doing them. And then I saw the role of developer relations. Like a company saw, like approached me and say, "Well, you're doing this and that. We can connect those two in developer relations." So I guess if you are interested to do something, to work to be a community manager or any role, uh, test yourself. Go like into the things that are in that industry or role and ask questions, connect with those people, and sooner or later you will find out if you enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, you will find a place for you, because there's always places for different types of like roles and different levels and things like that. So yeah.
Got it. Yeah, like there are various ways to test out your interest. And yeah, as you pointed out, it's not Web3 necessarily. There's a lot of Web2
Yes.
opportunities. You can also test grounds.
Like a community manager, or like let's say contributing, being part of communities. How I learned that, like from myself, was from GitHub. I was just going through open source projects, uh, going through their documentation, like how did are they managing the contribution part, reading all of the docs, and seeing all of that structure there. It was like a community in real life, but online, and I loved it. So that's how I started. I was going through like there is a page, good first come issues or something like that, like first time issue, like for the first time you're contributing to a project in different languages. So just go through the list if you're a developer and find out the projects, see how they manage the contributors part, because this is a community and stuff, things like that, right? So yeah, and even for different roles, like like every company or community needs every role. So yeah, you're more than welcome to just go in it and try things, test things around.
Got it. And like a lot of time community managers like tag @everyone to get some feedback on the poll. But how do you like estimate whether it gets too spammy, because then you see a lot of notification versus a good amount? So how do you do a balance?
A balance between the answers.
Like tag, yeah, like when you have interactive polls in Discord or Telegram, like you
Oh
do
yeah,
@everyone tag and everyone gets a notification. But if you do daily, then it becomes a bit more spammy.
a
I
bit
don't
too
know.
much. Yeah. Um. Well, the tags. Like I'm super careful for that. Like I have the ambassadors channel, and that's where I use the tag. And I do that like for events and things like that. So like they are used to the types of messages I send with tags. So it's not that I use it like nonstop or something. And based on their reactions, it's like I know the community members. I know people who are like new to the community, kind of I try to explain and keep up the show up all of the information that they need to know, even though they didn't read the resource, right? So that they kind of are aware of what's happening. So based on the then they joining the call or something like that, that's where I see who's participating and stuff like that. I don't really go through and see the votes and stuff like that. I try to do more real connections, and I try to do that via the calls so that I can kind of see who's participating and being active and things like that.
Got it. And since you're managing like as a dev rel, like you're attracting developers who might have knowledge about uh, your ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
but occasionally you might attract people who are completely new to Web3, and they
Yes.
might have some basic questions. What is Web3? And uh, how do you like manage like basic questions where your community managers like don't end up repeating answering the same question
Yes.
again and again, like
That's the best case scenario will be to have the blog and then their resources for them to learn. So that's what we currently do. Even though we're doing a lot of things at the same time, and it's not in the best kind of place where I would want to have the blog. So I think the blog is the main resource for everything that kind of different end users would kind of want to see, from someone who's just joining Web3, from someone who's an expert in zero knowledge proofs, or for someone who's just interested to do memes, right? So it all depends on the content strategy for this part that is part of the developer relations, and it all depends on the project roadmap. If
hmm,
the project kind of needs developers, that's where the kind of everything will kind of focus on, even the developer relations, the community, and things like that. If the project is still working and building up the products and is not yet open for the uh, developers ecosystem to kind of join to develop developer tools, then we should focus on people who are like not that into the deeply into the programming and contributing, because we are not there yet. So we are trying to kind of focus on the end user who's interested to learn more about our product, interested to learn the tech stack, the technology ecosystem, and things like that. So that is all like connected like a tree of, yeah.
God. And like there are also various output of content, like it could be blog,
Yes.
reel, YouTube video, or something.
Yes. We are currently using more the blog, and we also try to use YouTube, but we use YouTube for all of the development parts that are happening. So yeah, the blog is the main resource for us to develop content.
I see. Have you decoded a formula to write a viral blog?
Oh well, I have created a template for myself from all of the experiences that I had. So and of course, from all of the great resources online, it's not just from myself as well. Like, of course, it's not just from me. It's all about, and it's interesting how like how many good content strategy or ways how you can kind of put together a piece. Um, but like I use Hemingway editor to kind of cut up all of the words that are not needed and to make it more understandable. Uh, I love the tool. And then when it comes to me using the editor, it's in the end. But in the beginning, I have this kind of template where I list all of the things. Like there is the Ali Abdad, a YouTube creator, like YouTube, who's
The
like,
medical
yeah,
student?
yeah, the medical student. He has
I
a
know.
great template on writing blogs. He's like the first step, suggesting 10 different titles for your blog. And then writing seven, like there are 7 questions about what do you want the user to learn from and all of these things. And when you kind of set up all of the, when you answer all of these questions, when the part of the content comes up, you just know what you want to write. So it's
Uh,
so, yeah, you should check that out, or I can send it to you. And for others in the audience, yeah, go to Ali Abdad and find the template for writing blogs or something like that. You will find it on Notion, and then you kind of customize it for your purposes. Yeah.
so like the questions are structured in such a way that you will think thoughtfully about the blog and yeah.
Yes, and the content that you're writing, why you're writing, what do you want the user to get from it. Yeah, it's such an amazing, like, and I just remembered it's a template for him to create YouTube videos, but then I customize it for my writings for blogs. So yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
need to work on my SEO, but I need that's a different. Do you guys work on SEO for your blog, and how
Uh,
do you manage it?
well, it depends. Like our blog is on Medium, and yeah, we need to work a lot to kind of move things around. But for the SEO, is like we have the keywords, we have like all of the copy that we kind of use. So we try to kind of be consistent in that. Um, and yeah, we are focusing on GitHub as well, and blog and our website. So these are the three parts where we kind of try to have templates of different content, of what we kind of want to get from users. So if it's GitHub, we will kind of target people who are developers and things like that. Blog, more like a general topics about our industry, and then the blog, and what did I say? And the website, yeah, the website all about like two worlds: the blog and the GitHub and the products. So yeah, this is what we currently do.
Got it. And if you had unlimited time and resources, what would you do apart from zero knowledge proof?
Apart from the university, um, I would add um, okay, resources. Wait. Well, what would I do? I would learn an instrument. Yeah.
Music
I
instrument?
Yes, I would learn the cello. Yeah, I wanted to learn it for like a long time now, and I just kind of I found a teacher, and yeah, I'm looking for instruments to buy. I didn't do another step, but this is where I'm at. So if I had like
One
more
step
time, or
closer.
yeah, yeah, I would do something that is super different from what I'm currently doing.
I see. You can also write an AI who can produce that music.
Yeah, I can kind of, yeah, do something online for music, not just learning the instrument, but maybe producing something. That's a good idea, and I like it. But yeah, maybe I can see where I'm
Devote
at, like what is the easiest path to kind of get more out of it. So yeah, something
human
for
machine
with music. Yeah.
collaboration. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think is there anything before we do a rapid fire round, is there anything which we didn't cover in this interview you would like to share?
Well, for my, like, from my side, and for the people who are like interested to join the Web3 world, or who are interested to learn whatever thing that they want to, I guess we are here because we want to be. So if we want to be somewhere, we will go there. As long as we do put in the work, and we kind of write it down. What are the things that we want to? Everyone can do the things that they want to. So I'm talking from myself. I'm where I want to be, and even though in the beginning, like, it was so hard or something like that, I kind of made it through. So yeah, I think I shared everything from my side, like from how I started and where I'm currently at. So if users, or like for whoever is watching, you are interested kind of to ask something more, you can kind of reach us on Twitter or somewhere, I think, and we will be there answering all of your questions if we didn't kind of. Uh, get through all of them.
Call to action.
Yeah.
I see. So, where, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Developing my own product.
Oh,
Yeah, building my own company.
ZK related.
ZK related. I guess so. What? Why are we doing the ZK universities? Oh yeah.
Oh, so like more kind of a CEO or product developer role.
Yeah, like a business person in the technical world. Like I love the technical part, but I love the community side as well, the business side. So yeah, somewhere there.
Uh, I see. So I have this last segment of rapid fire. You'll have only 10 to 15 seconds to answer the question, and you got to make it very brief.
Okay.
That's the challenge. Okay. Uh, cities in your travel bucket list.
Cities that
In your travel bucket list.
bucket list, like Asia, somewhere in the east. Yeah.
Oh. Your favorite movie.
Oh my god, my favorite movie. Interstellar. Yeah.
Okay. Any book which made a big impact in your life?
Show Your Work by Austin Clown. Yeah.
Your role model.
Elon Musk. I have to say it. Yep.
Your favorite restaurant.
My favorite current restaurant. Like, I have a restaurant here that is like super close to my office. It's called Sonder. I love it. I eat there every day. So yeah, that's my favorite.
I see. Um, what's your ideal vacation look like?
Yeah, blue sea. Uh, Not that like super hot weather. Places where I can run and do my like exercises and kind of still work and be productive. So yeah, vacation and work together.
Do you like digital nomad lifestyle?
Yes, yeah, but I'm not there yet. So do
I
you
see.
like it?
So I- I'm kind of, but I am not super committed to it right now.
Okay,
Yeah. Next is you need to answer bullish or bearish. So
okay.
uh, NFT
Um,
bullish, metaverse.
um, I'm not there yet. So
Okay. Uh, I think I know the answer, but like Web3, obviously. uh, AI in real life.
yes.
Okay. Zero knowledge. Okay. And lastly, is there anything you wished you would have done differently in your life?
Um, Not being scared for the things that I wanted to do. So yeah, I was scared for the zero knowledge university for the second cohort. That's why I got into third cohort. So now I'm trying to not be scared and just do the things that I want to.
Awesome. That's a great way to end the interview. Thanks a lot for your time to do this. It was quite fun and
Oh,
insightful.
thank you so much for inviting me. I enjoyed it so much. And I'm like, I want to do these kind of things as well. So thank you for inspiring me and thank you. Like, this is great work that you're doing. So yeah, I loved it.
Thank you. Call to action is I'll follow up for your YouTube channel video and your next interview.
Yes. Yeah, call to action is that. And I already have 50 subscribers. I did a YouTube video. I tried to, yeah. And I got
Oh
50
my God.
subscribers the first time. So yeah.
You know how much it took for me to get 50? Like 6 months or a year. You
Well,
have the
yeah.
advantage. So if you
I do
make
have
three
like
videos, you can get 1,000 in a month.
You think so? Yeah, I should consider it. Yeah, doing the videos, but it's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Bye, and
See
thank
you.
you
Have a
so
good
much.
night.
Have fun. Thank you.
You too.